Good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's episode of the Fiji Times News and Sports Headlines. Leading at the bulletin today, the Fiji Police Force uprooted and seized marijuana with estimated street value of $49 million during their first drug operation this year. Last year, the street value of marijuana plants that were seized by police was $68 million. This was revealed during a recent presentation to the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama during his visit to the Fiji Police Academy at Nasova in Suva. It was also revealed that the Fiji Police Force spends about 40 grand to 100 grand when it conducts one drug operation. One of the raids highlighting during the briefing was in Nasova, where police spent $124,000 on the drug operation alone, where they uprooted more than $400 million worth of marijuana plants. The Prime Minister was also told of a hybrid marijuana plant found in Navosa and Kandavo. Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Giliho said the cost of operation was minimal compared to the cost of the seizures made, which ran into millions of dollars. For the first time, the United Nations General Secretary Antonio Gutteres will be in Fiji next week as part of his official visit to the Pacific. UN Resident Coordinator and UN Development Program Assistant Representative in the Pacific, Sanaka Samarasinha, said this would be an exciting moment for Fiji and the Pacific. Mr. Samarasinha said his visit was also in preparation for the lead-up to the Climate Action Summit in September.
An event focused on youth for climate action, involving young people from around the Pacific at USP. You will also have an opportunity to engage with representatives of women's organizations, and you will then, of course, as well have an opportunity to meet with some of the broader stakeholders later on.
He said Mr. Gutteres will begin his visit in New Zealand and then continue to Fiji on Tuesday next week, and will also be having a meeting with all the leaders and representatives at the Pacific Islands Forum. And the 2019 Rotuma Day celebrations is a time to reflect on how the elders could pass on their skills and knowledge to the younger generation. This was highlighted by the president of the Fiji Rotuma Association, Ossorio Fortify, during the two-day celebrations which began yesterday at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva. Mr. Fortify said an important component for them to pass on to their children was the skills set their ancestors have followed. Mr. Fortify is encouraging all Rotumans to not lose sight of their culture and their language. The Rotuma Day celebrations continues today. Your conduct is appalling and sickening and must be denounced in the strongest terms. These were the words of the High Court Judge, Justice Daniel Gander, while sentencing a 38-year-old man to 16 years imprisonment for the rape of his 19-year-old niece. The accused was convicted of 2 counts of rape and 1 representative count of a sexual assault. The sexual assault abuse started in 2017 when the complainant, who was the accused brother's daughter, was 12 years old. The 38-year-old man has to serve a term of 12 years before he will be eligible for parole. And in business, with the current strain being placed on the fishing industry, mainly reef fish, there are plans by the Ministry of Fisheries to encourage more locals, especially in the rural areas, to engage in tilapia farming. Katarina Balisuva owns KB's Enterprise Limited and has been involved in aquaculture farming since 2012. She is now producing tilapia fries for other tilapia farmers around the country. Ms. Balisuva said has been assisted by the Pacific community as well as the Ministry of Fisheries in the establishment and monitoring of her farm. Pacific Community PAC Aqua Officer Avinash Singh said their team assisted Ms. Mbali Suva in the terms of providing equipment for her hatchery and technical expertise on tilapia farming, post-handling of the eggs and fries, and training on the whole operation. And in sports, the stage is set for the semi-finals of the 2019 Vodafone Fiji Football Association Cup tournament, which will be played at Churchill Park in Lautoka this afternoon. Three Western giants, Ba, Lautoka and Nandi, will feature alongside Suva to book a spot in tomorrow's final. The first semi-final at 1:30 p.m. will be the clash of the neighbors between Lautoka and Jax Nandi. The design engineering sponsored Blues has not won the Fiji Fact since 2002. Lautoka coach Kamal Swami said pressure was on the boys playing on their home turf. He said having not won the Fiji Fact title in the past 17 years added more pressure. Eight-time champions Mba will play Suva in the second semi-final at 3:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the Fiji Football Association Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Yusuf has responded to Rewa football captain Amani Makoe's claims of tampering during his anti-doping test at the Vodafone Fiji Fact, which has seen him suspended from all levels of football for the next 3 years. Yusuf confirmed that the tests were done by medical officials and within the regulations. And the 2019 Skipper Cup competition has transformed the movement of local rugby events, as the top 8 teams are not to be undermined or belittled by another, as the completion of the round 2 sees a very competitive race to the final 4. Only 5 rounds of round-robin matches, the results begin to display outcomes that are not common in local rugby union competitions. Tailevu meets Rewa at Pratu Thakumbo Park, with both teams gunning for a win. Former champions Nandrunga is another team yet to win a game before they face Northland at Ratu Thakumbo Park in Ossorio. Namosi will face defending champion Suva today at Thompson Park in Navua as the capital side guns for their 3rd win. And Nandi and Neta Siri have also been undefeated after 2 rounds, and the Skipper Cup points table leader will be decided after this round at the Prince Charles Park in Nandi. All games will start at 3 p.m. The Fiji Airways Fijian Sevens team need to reach the quarterfinals this weekend to maintain their positions in the top 11 regular teams on the Women's HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. Fijian coach Sayasi Fuli said they need to grab 6 points in the next 2 tournaments in Canada and France in order to survive in the top tier. The Fijian currently sit in 10th place with 13 points, 3 ahead of a bottom place China, who is likely to be relegated and replaced by Brazil next season. The team will play France in their first game at 6:50 a.m. Sunday morning, then USA at 9:55 a.m. before playing Spain at 12:15 a.m. For detailed reports of these stories and more in today's print and e-edition. And looking at the weather, expect brief showers about the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, with fine weather elsewhere and cool nights. The outlook for tomorrow, also expect brief showers about the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, mainly fine and cool at night. For mariners, a strong wind remains in force for southwest Viti Level waters and is also in force for the Asawa and Mamanuca waters, Kandavu Passage, Vatuira Passage, Koro Sea and southern Lau waters. A high pressure system to the far south of the group directs a fresh to south-southeast wind flow over the Fiji waters. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our website to read the latest on what's made it to the Fiji News today. For news tips, email us at timesnews@fijitimes.com.fj. That is all we have from the Fiji Times newsroom for you today. Until tomorrow, have a great weekend.